Hey everybody, it's Anthony from ComicsEatingUp.net. I'm doing the new comic spec review video for January 10th, 2017. This is a pretty big week. There's a lot of books worth looking at, a couple of books worth keeping an eye on, not necessarily purchasing, but just making sure you know where they are in case they do heat up. So let's go ahead and get right into the books this week. This week is a big week for DCB covers. There are several covers worth grabbing, and like I said before, several covers worth keeping an eye on. Flash 38 has a B cover by Francisco Mattina. This is already sold out many places online. Grab a couple if you see them. Mattina has a huge following. These could be good short-term flips. Save a copy or two back, though, in case these heat up long-term. While everyone will be focusing on the Flash, make sure not to pass up Harley Quinn Be Careful What You Wish For Special Edition #1. Chad Hardin provides a sweet cover for the B variant. Chad Hardin has a good following, so this is one of those books that's worth grabbing. And speaking of Harley, Frank Cho says goodbye to 2017 with a Harley Quinn #34 cover. This cover features Harley giving the boot to 2017 in typical Harley fashion. I'm a big fan of Frank Cho, and I've been grabbing these since he started on the book. While we're on B covers, and speaking of good-looking covers, Justice League of America #22 features a Doug Mahnke cover that spotlights the Queen of Fables. This is not a first appearance. She first appeared in JLA #47 back in 2000. Other good-looking B covers from DC this week include Supergirl #17 by Art Germ, Superwoman #18 by Emanuela Lupacchino, and Wonder Woman #38 by Jenny Frison. I do not spec Dynamite books. This is something that has been a rule for me, but there are a couple of books worth looking out for this week. I collect Paul Pope covers, so I'm looking for Barbarella #2, which has a Paul Pope variant cover. Not looking at this to do anything on the secondary market. This is just for Paul Pope fans like myself, but I like to spotlight Paul Pope's work. Fans of Battlestar Galactica should take note that a new Battlestar Galactica versus Battlestar Galactica series starts this week. I cannot see this heating up, but fans of the classic and remake shows might be interested. There's 14 covers on this one, so I don't really consider this a spec book at all. Deja Thoris has a 1 in 100 J. Scott Campbell variant. Do not pay high prices for this one. I get this set cheap. Midtown currently has the book listed for $85, which is 15% off their $100 price. But I wouldn't pay that price for it. If you can find it cheap, I can tell you I flip signed copies of these books pretty easily. Especially ones by J. Scott Campbell. He's available at several conventions, and if you can get him to sign it, usually he does a book or two for free at each convention. You're looking at flipping a $40 book. Marvel gives us Old Man Hawkeye #1 this week. Several great-looking covers on it, including a Steve McNiven color variant and a sketch variant. It's a pretty big week for independent books. First up, Antarctic Press gives us Gal #1. This is an overly cute kaiju book. It's currently sold out of Midtown, so that's something to keep an eye on. Titan brings us Atlas and Axis #1, which features a Roman Dirge cover. This one's also sold out at Midtown and a couple of places online. Again, this one might be something to keep an eye out for, especially if you check prices on Wednesday mornings like I do and see it doing anything. Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe #1 is out this week from Valiant. There is a high ratio variant on this one. These types of high-ratio variants do well in the secondary market as many stores don't order enough to qualify for them. And there's a lot of Valiant fans out there looking for these books. And finally, let's turn it over to our special guest, Richard Rivera, for the pick of the week.
Hi, I'm Richard Rivera, and my pick of the week is Stabbity Bunny.
Thanks, Richard. We appreciate you coming on and doing the pick of the week for us. Stabbity Bunny #1 is sold out everywhere online. There's been multiple sales of the Scout book for $9.99. The secret variant, which we were the first to tell you about, have been sold in sets for as high as $50. If you can get one of the regulars and one of the secret variants, you're setting on a set that you could probably flip pretty easy come Wednesday. Well, that's it for us this week. As always, thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. We always welcome comments. If you're watching on ComicsEatingUp.net, please join the conversation. Let us know what you're specking on. If you're watching on Facebook or another social media group, please come over to YouTube or ComicsEatingUp.net and join the conversation. See you next week.